What's going on, guys? Leah from the Indie Movement. I'm here with We Came as Romans, and can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Joshua. I play guitar.
I'm Andy, and I play bass.
Very nice. So, from your first album to Plant a Seed to Tracking Back Roots, how has the band and the music evolved, would you say?
It's been a really long journey. Between actually when we started writing to Plant a Seed to releasing Tracing Back Roots, there's like a 6-year gap. And so, I don't know, I just think as we matured from like literally kids to young adults, I would like to think that our music kind of matured with us. I think on our new CD, it being much more melodic than before with Dave singing and not only screaming on it, that was like a huge step for us to take. But we still tried to have some like really heavy songs for our fans. Well, heavy for us. I won't say heavy in the grand scheme of music, but for us it was heavier songs that our kind of core fans really like, and then still trying to take steps forward and evolve as a band.
Very nice. So, I know you guys have a lot of shows coming up. You guys are pretty committed to touring, so what have you had to sacrifice to be able to do this?
A lot of pretty much every aspect of life. There's been something that we've had to sacrifice. I mean, Andy and I were roommates in college, and we both had to drop out of that to do the band. There's a lot of friendships that I don't want to say suffer, because that seems like a really harsh word, but it's really hard to keep track of everything when you're on the road, and sometimes you wake up and you don't even know what state or country you're in, as well as, Andy and I both have girlfriends, and that's obviously a huge priority in both of our lives, but it's sometimes hard to show them that that's a priority when things are going, a million miles a second, and we're doing back-to-back interviews, and then we have to go to a signing, and then we have to play, and they're like, why haven't you talked to me in 5 hours? And it's like, there's just a ton of stuff. Recently, I was home for the birth of my first nephew, but prior to that, his 3 older sisters, my 3 nieces, I missed all of their births being on the road.
Yeah, so it's definitely pretty hard, but we know your fans do appreciate all that you do. So what do you love most about touring? I know there's a lot of sacrifices, but there's also good stuff about it as well.
Andy.
No, touring's a lot of fun. I mean, there's honestly, I feel like we've been doing this for so long, and we still have kind of the same goal and ambition and expectation of going out on the road, which is just to have fun and make new friends and see the world. I think that's the one thing that throughout our whole band that hasn't really changed. We just love doing that, and I feel like that's the reason why we first bought a crappy van for $200 and got like a band together and just kind of toured the world like going in blind, but just had the time of our lives. So, I mean, it's unreal, like, to think that the band has actually gotten this far with the things that we've seen and the people we've met, and the expectations just keep going up, and it's just a blast. So these are memories that you're gonna remember for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? And they're gonna be the times that you've had when you're in your 20s, and you're just having the time of your life. So obviously there's kind of a duality. You know what I mean? It sucks being gone, but at the same time you have this adventurous new world that you're exploring at a young age and getting to see everything. It's almost unreal. So we're very blessed, and it's always so exciting to go out on the road and meet new people, see new things, and I don't know, have stories to tell later on. So
can you share one experience or story with us about that first bus when you guys first started?
It was a van. We bought this van for I think it was we've been through 4 vans. So the first one we got, I think we bought it for about $1,000 or $800 or something like that from another local band.
We lied about it on the registration because we didn't have money to pay taxes on a vehicle. So the people that sold it to us said they sold it to us for like $200, but it was like $1,000 or something. It was awful, and it actually broke down in like the mountains like 10 days into this self-book tour, and Andy's parents had to drive down and pick us up.
Dang. So
We made enough money though to be able to pay them back, which is actually surprisingly. But one of the vans caught on fire. That was interesting. It had like electrical fire. And I'm on the phone with somebody, and Kyle and all that I'm running, they're like, dude, come on. I'm like, dude, I'm on the phone. They're like, oh, okay, the van's on fire, no big deal. And I'm like, oh crap. So running over there, I'm pouring tea on it and stuff like that. Just the worst thing you can do to electrical fires, pour water on something burning that's electrical, is super tight. So then Eric, finding a fire extinguisher, just blasted the front, all coated over. So we're all freezing, driving in this van like full of fire extinguishers. So, I mean, times in the van are always awesome. They're always a little desperate, and you're doing whatever, and everyone's cramped, and there's just stuff laying all over the place. But it's fun. It's a little fraternity on wheels, so it's pretty cool.
It's definitely an awesome adventure to always remember.
Yeah.
So, what message would you say that you're giving your fans throughout all your albums and your songs?
Something that Dave actually says it on stage pretty much every night, that we just encourage people to find what makes them happy in life and retain that. For us personally, we all believe that it's through relationship with each other and friends, our families, just not being alone, not feeling like you have to face the world alone, because that's a really desperate, awful feeling that, everyone in the band has felt. I think everyone in the world has felt that before. And, it's never one that you're just waiting for that feeling to come back, like, oh, I love being alone. It's the worst. And, we really encourage anyone that listens to us to not feel like they have to do life that way, and to seek out just ways to make it easier, ways to love the life that you're living and what you have. And, if you don't love what you have, then strive to make it better and strive to make it what you want, to make it something worth loving. And that's just been a pretty consistent thing since day one, since, we were playing shows to 8 people, and it just so happened to be, like, our parents. And that was it, Like, that was literally the message when no one was listening, and we would, like, just sing it to each other on stage. Probably pretty terribly, because we used to be awful. But, and now we've gotten to a point of, I guess, relative success. Depends on, who's looking at it. And, it's still the same thing. It's still the same belief that we had when we were 16 and 17 that we have when we're 24 and 25.
Yeah, I believe you guys have definitely come pretty far to have over 1 million likes on Facebook, and to be right now at South by So What and being one of the headliners. Really, you guys have come a long way. So, what can your fans expect from this tour? You have something going on in the summer. You have something going on now. What can they expect?
I just think like a lot of good positive energy and just an awesome show. I mean, we're playing a lot of the new stuff off our record. To be honest, it's been getting the best reaction. Sometimes it's really scary when you put out a new record, because you're just kind of going in blind. You're like, wow, I really hope kids like this, but some kids might hate it. You don't really know. But I guess the only true test is to really just play it live and see what happens. And honestly, we've been getting a great crowd reaction. So this tour, I just feel like it's just going to be one big family party. I mean, we know Asking, we know August Burns Red, we know Crown the Empire and the Born of Osiris guys. So I just feel like everything's going to get along real smoothly, and just kind of hang out and party and, just kind of kick it. And then in the summer, we're going to be in a bunch of different spots, playing a bunch of different festivals over in the U.S. and over in Europe. So it'll be cool to share some the stage with all these other big bands. We're going out with Metallica and stuff like that for one of the festivals, and the other ones like Slayer and Kid Rock. So there's Aerosmith. So it's going to be actually really exciting for us, because these are bands that we've been listening to as we've grown up, and as our parents have listened to too. So I feel like each different festival, one person in the band's be like, oh my God, this band's playing, I wanted to see them forever. So I feel like that's going to be an awesome and exciting new chapter that we're all going to be able to experience and take in. And just playing a bunch of the new stuff and watching all these bands and meeting new fans. That's basically the plan for the summer, and just hang out and party.
Definitely. So you don't want to miss these guys. They're going to be at all these festivals with legendary bands. So come on and check them out. This is We Came as Romans. I'm Thalia from the Indie Movement. Thanks for watching us. Catch us next time.